You're watching the Chaos Protocol on Transplanar RPG, an all-transgender, people of color-led dark fantasy TTRPG show set in an original non-colonial, anti-Orientalist multiverse. If you like what you see, please consider pledging to our Patreon to support the show and get access to a patron-only after-show, early podcast episodes, GM notes, character sheets, and even the chance for your tabletop OC to cameo in our series. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy. The Chaos Protocol is a dark fantasy series that may contain content that is triggering for some viewers. Content warnings for this episode include heights, falling, reckless driving, fantasy violence, blood, sexual innuendos, flirting, romance, complex relationships, fire, memory loss, alcohol use, underground spaces, and a brief description of neck gore. Arc 3, Episode 6. That Bleeds and Bleeds. From Praying Beside the Teeth That Killed Me by Connie Chang.
With a squeal of rubber and a burning sound, vroom, Xainan, your bike hits the other side of the bridge. You stabilize it for a second. Oncoming traffic beeps at you as that railroad crossing goes down, but you vroom right past it before the arm almost clips the end of your tail light. And you and this person are off. You are running vroom, 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 down this bridge. Now that the traffic has stalled, it is a lot safer to get off of the water, and you are so close to your prey. Though at this point, you're not sure if they're also hunting you in some way. And then vroom, their motorbike races off across the bridge, and they delve onto an off-ramp away from this main interstate, this expressway, into a more loosely populated part of Inferno now that you've left the West Bank and are on the East End. What's rushing through your bloodstream in addition to the adrenaline as you continue pursuing this person?
The itch of hunger, that just desire, just raw desire, begins to kind of fade enough that he can concentrate on what he's going to do when he finally catches up to this person, besides explaining, hey, you have my necklace, because this is the job of a trans agent. You are in the middle, and you are running now. You have to have a plan. He is here looking for someone named Rhododendron, and he is thinking through all of these things so quickly, and then he goes, oh, I might have to fight this person, and immediately starts to think over what he's wearing. And he can't think of where the gun is. He doesn't have a gun.
Yeah.
And that is immediately what is drumming through his head. And I think as he is going down the off-ramp, he's just thinking about driving this motorcycle and how to fight this person. He has no idea.
This person leads you to a quieter, relatively speaking, still very busy, but quieter part of town with these broad boulevards lined by trees, draped with these glowing red lanterns in a very festive manner. All sorts of outdoor seating from ritzy-looking restaurants spilling out onto the road. You see drunk pedestrians weaving into the street, seedy bars, really glamorous hotels, all packed together. This seems to be a restaurant row of some sort. And this person is now fully in the middle of the street, weaving between oncoming traffic, and then into the left lane. They blast past a red left turn signal and cause someone to bleed on their horn against them, and then they vanish down a side street.
He follows quickly, but starting to get the edge of being led somewhere, not just by fate, but by this person. He is going to give them somewhat of a safe distance, enough that he can follow and watch them, but not close enough that if they were to slam on their brakes, he would be eating their tire.
You catch just the flashing tail end of their tail light turning around in a streak of red into yet another fucking alleyway. Vroom, into the alleyway, and then you hear the engine cut off, idle and then cut off.
He rides up to the end of the alleyway and banks the bike around a planted foot.
And you see this person silhouetted by this flickering street lamp overlooking this alleyway get off their own bike and turn to face you with their helm still on. And you see them kind of crack their knuckles over these like motorcycle fingerless gloves, and they crack their neck from side to side. And they say through their muffled helmet, "Well, come on. If we're gonna do this, let's do this." And their voice is silky and smooth. It is controlled with a bite of cold, but it is also confident.
Xainan rights the bike enough that it stops. He doesn't even turn it off. I think it's still idling. And he pulls off the helmet and looks this person over. "You have something that belongs to me."
And this person slowly reaches up to their helmet, and they take it off as well and place it on the seat of their bike. And you see a very lithe and muscled black man in his 30s with this extremely dark skin shining with this ice cold undertone, and his hair is braided into these 4 cornrows, and he's got these gleaming hazel eyes looking at you. When he speaks, you see a flash of fangs shining with gold, and that leather biker's jacket he slightly unzips to reveal this translucent mesh turtleneck underneath, and wearing these dark wash jeans, these thick boots. And he says to you, "You have something that doesn't belong to you either. That's not your bike."
"I'm just borrowing it." And Xainan stands up the rest of the way, cracks his neck, and looks this person over, head to toe, not even kind of disguising the checking out.
Those hazel eyes give you a once over and then a twice over, and they start approaching you with slow, confident footsteps, not scared, also definitely not standing down. There's still the threat of violence rippling in every sinew of this person's body, and they say, "Are you professing to be a close personal friend of Anugata's? That she would lend you her bike for you to fuck up?"
And Xainan steps forward, kind of lost in this person's face. And I think staggers a little because his leg is fucked up. But I think is also drawn in by their smell. He doesn't just want them. He doesn't just want to fight them. He wants something violent and pleasurable as he steps closer and closer.
They smell like leather and wine and something else you can't quite place yet. Something slightly sweet with an iron tang to it. It's not blood, not exactly. It almost feels like an intermediary between blood and something else. You're close to the edge of it, but it is alluring.
I don't know who you're talking about, but you have something that is in your bag. And he just casually points. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna take that.
So you're not just a con man. You're a bad con man, not even good at this job. So how are you gonna roll up into Inferno and not know who Anugata is? That doesn't make sense to me. But this is gonna make sense to you.
I would
no matter who you
come
are.
at a different angle.
And he takes a few steps back and peels off one of the gloves and throws it down between the two of you. What house do you claim?
I don't have one. And he steps just a slight cock backwards, again, like he's reaching into his clothes for a rifle that isn't there. And his fingers brush over pouches underneath his many layers of clothes. And he can feel a pouch and then a cold metal cylinder tucked into a belt that feels very familiar, like it's something he touched recently. And then right behind that, a familiar loop of a dagger, and his hand just ever so slightly pulls out what he knows to be his Ema's knife, just underneath the layers of clothes.
You don't have a house. You stole Anugata's bike. You're accusing me of taking something from you. This is gonna be a very interesting night for you. My bird?
Yeah.
And a flash of interest over those hazel eyes as he takes you in a new light now. Huh. I don't have a bird. But fine.
Well.
No house? That's fine by me. I don't claim a house either. Come on. And he kind of squares his stance and like raises his fists in front of like his face in a kind of, you can tell, almost like a martial arts stance. Like he sweeps one leg back and like bounces on the heels of his feet.
Xainan has fought people for need, for training, for fun. This one is just for him. And he jumps at this guy with the claw reverse grip in his hand.
We're gonna have to make some rolls, baby!
Yeah.
So how are you fighting this person? What skill are you using?
Oh, we're fighting in an alley. This is a skirmish.
A skirmish? How many pips do you have?
I have one, and unfortunately, because I am also injured, I have none at this moment. Basically, I have no dice.
Would you like to push yourself or take a twist of fate from me?
No, we're gonna as a treat, let's I'll take a twist of fate. I'll take your devil's bargain, Connie.
Okay, my devil's bargain is that no matter what happens, there's gonna be environmental damage.
Oh, sure.
Okay, you're gonna take that? Excellent.
Yeah, as if we haven't done enough already.
Lovely. Take 2d6 and take the lower.
Wait. At a 0 with the devil's bargain, doesn't it make it a 1?
Oh wait, you're right. It actually goes up to a 1. I'm so sorry. I almost like double jinxed you there.
Myself.
Roll 1d6. 1d6.
Didn't save me. It's a 3.
That's a bad outcome. Okay.
Yep.
Xainan, tell me how you're attacking this person, this man.
Xainan is trying to kind of go to one side and then make it look like he's going to throw a punch and instead come up with the dagger, like point first at him.
Here's the interesting thing, Xainan. You feint, which is great because he doesn't fall for the feint, but he doesn't attack an opening either. He kind of like moves back, creates space between the two of you. You come in with the dagger, he moves away from it, and your arm goes wide. It hits a brick wall, and you crater it. Because as a vampire, you are really fucking strong, and you underestimate your own force here. You punch a hole through this wall, and you actually stumble forward into the building. And brick falls in, dust piles up, and you find yourself inside what appears to be a boutique tattoo parlor. You see really nice leather upholstered furniture. You see like paintings and like eclectic artwork hanging up on dark green walls, and a floor-to-ceiling window that bleeds out into the street, perpendicular to the alleyway you're in. And then there's like a beat of like silence from this person. They even like lose their fighting stance for a second, and they go, "You did not just do that."
Xainan is looking at his hand like completely bewildered. He has never been strong in this way ever in his entire existence.
And then he tackles you. He like fully bodily tackles you, and you crash onto the ground. And you don't know how, you don't know when, but there are brass knuckles flashing against their fingers now. They like cock one fist back, and they you in the solar plexus. And you feel like all of the breath kind of punch out of you, and you hear something crack.
Oh, and I think also just a little bit more of that like coagulated blood from the injury that it's just there. Mm-hmm. Just kind of gushes out too.
Uh-huh.
Ow. Fuck. And Xainan growls. It comes from so deep within him that it happens before he even means to. And his fangs show. And he is going to more ferociously fight back this time. Teeth,
Okay.
claw, and fist.
I will give you another chance to roll, and this will determine the rest of the fight, the outcome
Sure.
of this fight.
Yeah,
So you're going to
yeah,
skirmish again?
Yes, I'm going to skirmish, and I'm going to take that hunger, because he is now... He wants to fight this man.
Add 2 more thirst. I think you're at 7 thirst out of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are hungry now. You
Yeah.
went through like a bike chase and now you're fighting a stranger. Okay, that is going to be 1d6.
That is a 5.
Okay, that's a partial success. That's much better. Rough start, Xainan, rough start, but you start to get back into your yourself, your scrappy self. You're brought back to teenage, adolescent, young adult memories of scrapping on the street, fighting for your life, bare knuckle brawling in alleyways. This is nothing new to you. So the two of you, actually, as you, I think, are able to get yourself out from underneath him, very bad position to be in, you start beating the shit out of each other. Quite liberally. Punches go flying, your knife goes flashing. There's like a hiss of pain from him as it gouges against his skin, and then he like cracks you against the other rib. He picks you up, like throws you against a wall. How do you respond to that?
Xainan, when he clips this guy with the blade, I think a bit of the blood ends up on his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can really smell it, because Connie, Xainan is not your usual vampire. He hungers for other vampires, and he doesn't even think it through. He smells it, and it is in his mouth before he can stop himself, and he licks up his knuckles.
That's when he was able to grab that opening from like your like decadence, grab you and like throw you against the wall, and like really close to you, he says, "Oh, you are freaky, aren't you?" And then he like rams his knee between your legs.
Oh! Ugh! Listen. Let's talk. Or we can keep doing this. And Xainan leans closer into him, either to keep fighting or to bare his neck a little. One of the two, he's not sure which.
He says, "I'm still kind of pissed at you, so let's fight a little longer." And then like throws you, introduces your face to his other knee.
Oh! I think Xainan slides underneath him, and he's quite nimble, and this new form, it's like he was made to move like this. And he's on his feet promptly, and he jumps on this guy's back. He's just on their back now.
Like a rabid raccoon?
Yes.
You jump onto his back. He goes,
Yes.
"What the fuck?" And he like rams you up against a wall, up against one of the upholstered furniture. Like you break one of the coffee tables in this space. You start really fucking up this space, the two of you. And you don't know how much time passes. It could be 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 seconds. But then eventually, he throws you through the front window. Glass shatters and you hit, your head slams against the concrete and you tumble a few times. And he like steps over the broken glass like through the window, and he's bleeding a little too from where you've cut him, where you've punched him, bit him maybe once. And he kind of cracks his neck side to side. Yeah, you're also really fucked up. So I need you to add fucked up to your list of minor injuries.
I'm just fucked up. And I think when he hits the ground, he just starts laughing.
You know, I actually think I needed that. I've had a very hard week. And I don't know if you just made it harder or a hell of a lot easier.
Well, pleasure to be of service. And Xainan just kind of like pushes himself up a little, not even all the way. He's delirious a little bit at this point. Name's Xainan. You got my necklace.
Like I said, this is the first time I'm meeting you in my entire life. I did not take your necklace. I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to a bird, but I do know that you fucked up Anugata's bike and you fucked up my store.
And he jerks his thumb at the tattoo parlor that's busted.
Oh.
But
If
I do
may.
believe something else coming out of your mouth. Or rather, that you're telegraphing without even saying a single word. Xainan. You're fresh meat. You don't even know your own strength, do you?
I'm new. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. I can smell it off of you. The hunger, the thirst. Damn, when was the last time you fed?
I think you watched the first time.
Get up. And this person reaches out a hand to you.
Xainan takes it immediately.
He pulls you to your feet, and as he does, he says, Diablo.
Pleasure, Diablo.
So, this necklace of yours, I'm gonna give you one chance to make good on your accusation. If I go to my bike bag and it's there, we figure out the rest of this through words. But if I go to my bike bag and it's not there, I'm gonna make good on that gauntlet I just threw down, and it doesn't matter that you're fresh meat, you're dead. You got it?
Wouldn't be the first time today. Go on.
Eyes still on you, he retreats back into the alleyway, and then turns, but keeps his body cheated to you, to open up the bike bag. He digs around
Xainan
inside
follows
of
him
him.
shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
Just like parallel walking with him.
Absolutely. He like unclips it, opens it up, digs around a little. You see like various other implements, like a first aid kit and whatnot, hilariously. And then you see shining in the darkness your pendant. Huh. He reaches in and pulls it out. And we see like the cherry blossom kind of flashing between his eyes as he holds it up in front of his face. Well, I'll be damned. This bird of yours. What kind of a bird did you say it was?
Black, like a crow or something.
Both of you look up as we see, like, perched on a pipe is that carrion crow. Well, I'll be damned again. When did you make friends with Dante?
Dante.
Yeah, it's
that
carrion
your name?
crow.
Huh.
Everyone knows him. Has a nest right there and points at like a little crow nest in the alleyway just above, just right by the fire escape above the tattoo shop.
Xainan fully like gives Dante a little like salute.
Dante like flaps his wings and like settles into his nest, which you see is decorated with all sorts of stolen trinkets, as Diablo hands the necklace back to you. So I guess it really was a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Well, sorry about your shop.
Oh, don't be sorry. You're gonna pay for it, of course. And since you don't have a house, and I don't have a house, you know, if Thakrar really wants to make themselves the leaders of this place and everybody's fucking problem solvers, we'll take this to Thakrar. They'll mediate. Figure out a way for you to pay me back. And Anugata back, of course.
Yeah. Hey, Anugata, are they, amiable?
Oh, you're fucked.
Alright.
Lumièra! Ying He stands in a pool of your own shadow, surrounded by trash, rubble, refuse, and this burned out, charred building. They look like themselves, but they also do not look like themselves. Their usual flowing robes are a lot tighter, cut to their body. They're in what appears to be a street-style hanfu of mostly black and white with a few red embellishments. Their hair is kind of tied up in this kind of like modern style and all the way down to their waist. And their eyes, these moon-colored eyes, are bright and gleaming, and their pupils are slitted. And their skin has a kind of dead flush to it. It's still that like brown color, but there's something almost desiccated about it. As they rise, they look around, and their mouth drops open slightly as you see a flash of fangs. They run their tongue over their teeth actually and catch the fangs. Oh, Lumièra. Lumièra, hello. Where's Seir? And Xainan, if you don't mind me asking. I thought I would find all three of you here.
I figured you would be with Seir. You're not.
Oh, well, I wanted to see you first.
And Lumièra's face, like, quite literally looks like, come on now.
It was just... Last time was a little weird. That's all.
Well, Lumièra you can see it, like, on the tip of her tongue. She wants to press further, but she just does not have the time right now. So she just, you can tell she, like, puts, like, we're gonna put a pin in this. Hold on to this for later. We have bigger things to cut. We have bigger things to fry right now. And she just looks around and takes in Ying He, completely resigned to the fact that I guess they're with me now. And she kind of looks around and then focuses her attention back on Ying He. Well, I can't find Xainan nor Seir, so...
Oh, that's okay. I'll do it. I'll just step into their shadows and I'll bring them all here. Would that be helpful? Would you like that? I'll do it. And they pivot on their heel and they look around. They see a still standing pillar that's rather wide and they go, I'll be right back. And they walk toward the pillar and they smack into it. They reel backward. They go, ow! And they like touch their forehead. What? Are you laughing?
Nope.
It's kind of silly, isn't it?
Okay. So, looks like we are tapped out of our abilities here. So,
Yeah, let me just go back to my plane real quick. There's an artifact in the temple and they step into your shadow as they keep talking, and they like stomp. There's an artifact inside Oh.
Now, if you ran into the wall trying to go through a shadow, what made you think that stomping on the shadow would also get you through?
No, I wasn't trying to stomp. I usually just slide gracefully through shadows. I don't stomp.
My question still stands. If it didn't work before, why do you think it would work now?
I don't know. I thought maybe I couldn't shadow step, but I could shadow teleport.
I don't think you can shadow anything right now.
Well, at least I can...
Sorry to say.
They lift their hands and they concentrate really hard. What's happening? Oh, and I'm so hungry. Thirsty? This body feels strange.
This body does indeed feel strange. I can agree with you on that. We have to find Xainan. I could have swore I saw him zip by chasing after someone on a bike.
Did he chase them here? And they take in this crumbled building with full clarity. They kind of like take a step back and look at the rubble. What were you doing here, Lumièra?
I got some weird message. And Lumièra will hand her phone or whatever over to Ying He. Show her the message.
What? And they hold like a corner of it and like dangle it in front of their face.
Like
What's
this.
this? Huh? Oh. Wow.
It took me a second to get used to it too.
You mean these messages?
Yeah.
Oh, this picture, is that Seir and you and
Don't.
Sing when you were...
The messages, Ying He.
Oh,
Focus.
right, of course. Okay. You three of you look very cute, though.
Focus.
Yeah, I'm focusing. Huh. Do you know who this is from?
And Lumièra just looks at Ying He like...
What? Do you?
The number is unsaved. Do I respond like I know who it is? Context clues, Ying He. Please catch up.
Okay. Oh, so you followed this pin. Oh, I see. Well, this person seems to be trying to guide you somewhere, at least. Did you get anything from this place? Oh, your time magic! This place is burned down. Did you see what it used to be?
When it's brought up, Lumièra kind of winces a bit.
Did I say something wrong?
No, it's fine. Not full glimpses, just flashes. I guess it was some type of nightclub or something.
Nightclub?
Or
Why wouldn't they
dance
just
club or something,
knock it
but
all the way down? The rest of this place looks really beautiful, but this is
I'm pretty sure it was just arson.
arson. And they hand the phone back to you. As soon as they do, ding! Did you get another one?
Looks like it. And Lumièra will pull the phone out of her back pocket.
Another message from the unknown number reads, "That's all you'll get from this place. For now."
Okay, so apparently this is all I will get from here.
Huh.
For now.
Are they watching us? And Yinka kind of turns around and looks out into the street, and then you hear a ding! Something you should see. Soon. Ding! And then another pin drops.
Well, I guess it's time for you and me to go on an adventure together, I guess.
I would love to.
Cool. And Lumièra will open the link
And you
on
click
her
on
phone
it.
again. Yeah.
You tap on it, and it populates into a real-life sprawl of the Inferno Common. We see trees everywhere, winding broad footpaths, shrubbery carved into distinct and interesting shapes, and somewhere in the distance, the sound of flowing, trickling, bubbling water. The Inferno Common is the largest green space in the entire city, visible even from a bird's eye view, a speck of emerald amidst a sprawling concrete jungle. And as we zoom all the way in and down, we follow Ying He and Lumièra's footsteps into a clearing within the common, where we see a beautiful archway carved from stone and wood. It is the perfect blend of art and architecture. And it gaps a shallow stream, the source of that bubbling noise, that winds through the entire arboretum of the common and eventually feeds into the river that cuts through Inferno and forms its west and east ends. Ying He looks up at this archway with awe playing on their face, basked in the light of the pale moon shining down from the barest covering of cloud. Wow. This is a really beautiful art piece.
This is absolutely not what I was expecting.
Were you expecting another burned down building?
I genuinely don't know what I was expecting, but not this.
Xainan and Seir don't seem to be here either. Are we supposed to find something here? Hello?
I think we're supposed to find them, but I'm so confused by all of this.
Ying He approaches the archway as you stall there and look around at this stream, this clearing, and they run their fingers over the stonework, the masonry, and the wood. Oh, there's a plaque here.
What's it say?
It says, the Inferno Arch, constructed in 1492 by Houses Lanius and Thakrar.
Thakrar.
Do you know it?
I think that was the name of who we were supposed to report to in our debrief.
You mean for your mission? Your Mayday mission?
The one you are a part of, yes.
What? Well, I mean, yes, I'm tagging along, but I'm not, like, a part of it. Happy to help whenever and however I can.
Artemis said to treat you as one of the team, so...
They
one
did?
of the team you will be treated as.
Really? Artemis? The scary one?
Artemis is scary?
They threw me back into my plane.
Because you weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to be here either. But I guess not. I guess I am supposed to be here because Artemis said so. They look like the moon. A really sad moon, though.
Speaking of moons. And Lumièra looks very uneasy about her next line of questioning. So she kind of like stands and holds herself in like a very mock I have power way, but like not 100% meaning it. And is just like, so, you and Seir seem to be getting along very well.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. We haven't really spoken since the City of Heaven. And things were a little weird when we did speak in the City of Heaven.
How so?
Hey, look, this
You don't
water
have to
is
tell me.
nice. I want to, Lumièra. I do. I just... Seir is...
It's not even important. Don't worry about it. I don't even know why I asked.
Okay.
We should try to find Xainan and figure out where Seir is.
Yes.
So that we can figure out what exactly is going on with House Thakrar. And Lanius? Is that
agree.
what you said?
Yeah, Lanius.
And she kind of like looks over at Black.
Yeah, and
leaning his shoulder.
You can like points out the letters on the plaque. It's like etched into stone. It's like a nice marble stone plaque next to the archway. And it looks quite weathered. And the date looks old. You're not sure what the date is, present day in Inferno, but 14 something feels like at least a few centuries ago.
Yeah. All right.
Lumièra, as your eyes fall on that inscription, this artifact, this object, this art piece thrown out of time, you feel once again your chronergy within you straining, flaring, just a piece of it. How do you respond to it? Do you try to tamp it down, or do you listen to it?
I try to tamp it down.
Okay, I will require a roll from you to do so.
Yeah.
What action are you using to tamp it down? Ooh, actually, this, I think, can be a resistance roll. This is another mechanic in Court of Vampires / Court of Blades. You can resist any consequence, including harm at any time. And the consequence I'm about to put on you is another injury if you're trying to tamp it down. But you can resist it if you would like.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna resist it. I'm absolutely gonna resist it. I'm going to resist it using...
So actually
use an attribute. Okay.
For a resistance roll, the GM is the one who chooses the attribute, which is either body, mind, or spirit. I'm going to choose spirit. So how many pips do you have in spirit?
One pip in spirit.
Okay. So minus 1d if you are hungry, which you are. So technically that's a 0. Would you like to try to push yourself on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll
Okay,
take the 2
so
thirst.
take 2 thirst and add 1d to the pool. So roll 1d6.
5.
That's really good because how resistance rolls work is you suffer 6 thirst minus the highest die result. So you only suffer 1 thirst as you push this down.
Okay.
So yeah, you feel this pain flare within you, but then you push it down, and in total you mark 3 thirst as you feel like that hunger, that thirst like kick up in response. You're like using your vampiric powers to like school your chronergy into submission, but not before you see a flash of something. As you're standing before this archway, this flowing water, suddenly in front of you, you see blood, crimson liquid pooling into the water, swirling and swirling enough to make a shark scent it from miles off the coastline, dissolving into the stream, pouring out into the Inferno River itself, where it coagulates with the rest of the river and vanishes as though blood had never been spilled in the first place. And then you are back in the present. But blood was spilled here.
I think Lumièra, when she gets that glimpse, I think it takes her a second to like tamper down her own hunger at that time. Just the idea of all of that blood. But I think she kind of, once she like steals and resolves herself, she turns to Ying He with a very serious expression and just says, some really bad shit has happened here.
Did you see it? It looked like you flinched for a second there. Did you get a vision?
I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're visions or premonitions, omens.
Flashes of the past, I think. Given your calling, Seir's told me about what it's like to see omens. Prophecies, almost. This doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're seeing what's already happened.
I shouldn't be able to do that.
What do you mean? You're a time mage.
Nah, I'm a healer, first and foremost. You know,
Lumièra, did something happen?
all you need to be concerned about is the fact that I am a healer. That is my job. We all have jobs to do. And right now, our job is to go find our 2 other compatriots.
Okay. Sorry for asking.
Don't apologize. Let's just go. And Lumièra will straighten herself up and kind of just walk off past Ying He, not really knowing in what direction we're supposed to be going or anything like that, but just needing to escape the situation.
Ying He lets you walk forward for a few beats. Their fingertips linger on the masonry, and then they look up at the pale moon. Wait up, Lumièra, and they follow you. As you lead Ying He rather directionlessly into the depths of the Inferno Common, we follow you into the darkness. And when we pull out, it is through a different shield of trees in a different part of Inferno. We see a footpath on the western bund, which is the western riverbank overlooking the Red River that cuts through the entire city. This footpath winds parallel to the river, of course, and we see boats trawling the glassy surface of the waters, this water as black as oil, leaving V-shaped ripples in the wake of these vessels. And on the river surface, we see a reflection of the pale moon above our heads and neon lights glimmering on either shoreline. This is Lover's Lane. And a really thick and dense shield of trees blocks this footpath from the sound of traffic from a main thoroughfare. Ro, this is where we find you. Where in Lover's Lane are you walking, and what are you up to?
Ro is found wearing sunglasses, which is perhaps strange given that it is nighttime and there is no sun or light other than the neon signs everywhere. But Ro is wearing sunglasses as they walk at a very leisurely pace through Lover's Lane. Ray has been tailing a particular couple for perhaps 5-10 minutes now at a distance that hopefully they haven't noticed. They look around as if this is the first time that they've been in this part of the city, taking in the sights, taking in the beautiful greenery all around, the flowers that have been planted along the bank of the river in specific parts, the way that the boats move. This is a practiced charade, something that Ray has done over and over and over again, and they move themselves through the motions of this charade, all the while keeping an eye on this couple. And Connie, I would like to survey the two people in front of me to learn a little bit more about their mannerisms, like how alert are they, what are they up to, any information I can glean about the two people kind of a distance away from me.
Absolutely. How many pips do you have in survey?
2.
Okay. Are you hungry right now? I think you are. You
I
are.
am, yeah.
You are hungry. Okay, so that is 1d in the pool before any
Okay.
bonus dice. Would you like to push yourself or take a twist of fate?
I think I will leave this one for now.
Sounds good. All right. I'm going to say your position is controlled. Your effect is great because you are very familiar with this place.
Okay. I got a 4.
Okay, that's good. That's a partial success. So you do it at cost, complication, or consequence. But you're in a controlled position and you have a really, really big effect here. So you scan them visually. They appear to be either newlyweds or recently engaged. You see jewelry flashing on both of their ring fingers, and they're holding hands with fingers intertwined. And they're walking leisurely down this path. They don't seem to have noticed you at all. In fact, they are deep in conversation with each other. And they're talking just about the most recent sports game that they both attended. Obviously, a queer couple, queer for queer, of course. And they're talking about like how exciting the latest match was, right? And they're giggling, they're making in-jokes with each other, and they bounce from topic to topic with like this enviable comfortability. Like they've known each other for so long, even though both of them are barely 30 years old. In fact, if you believed in it, they might even seem like soulmates. They're just they fit together so perfectly.
Taking in all of this information, it is a quick change in Ro's demeanor. They take their sunglasses off and put them in their bag that they're carrying with them quickly. And their gait, which had up until now been slow, leisurely, kind of like looking all around, suddenly becomes more fast and purposeful. And let's be real, as if Ro owns the place a little bit. And Ro starts walking very quickly towards this couple. They straighten themselves out, and when they get kind of like within earshot of this couple, they walk that way for a little bit before eventually, after perhaps a key like joke that has been made or some sort of reference to each other that is made, Ro calls out, "I couldn't help but overhear, but did you two just recently get engaged?"
The two of them pause, they turn to look at you. They're still kind of like mid-laughter with each other. And one of them, who is rather mousy, but very, very sweet and mousy looking, with this kind of like brown hair tied back into a bun, a nice like kind of early winter scarf on, and a big smile with like gleaming teeth. They go, "Oh, yes, actually, we got engaged right here." and they like indicate a spot up ahead against the water. Stevie, actually, that was where we first met. We matched on Matchstick, and that was where we had our first date with like a picnic blanket. And sorry, I'm going on. You don't even know us.
No, that is so sweet. Congratulations, by the way, to both of you.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry to intrude. You also probably don't know me, but and Bro holds out a hand very formally. I'm Rhododendron Thakrar, but you can call me Ro.
Oh, and this mousy person like shakes your hand and says, I'm Max. And this other person, Stevie, who's taller, a bit lankier with this dark skin and this beanie on, right? And these like thick glasses, they smile and they shake your hand as well. And they say, oh, I'm Stevie, of course, as Max just said. Thakrar, are you the Thakrars that own the ICMA?
Yeah, we are. Are you two fans or?
Oh, no, neither of us. Oh, we're not artists, but Max and I, we went there last week for I think it was like the last few days of the opening of the collection in the Recluse Gallery. It was really cool.
And I think Rose catches something in their throat and they start coughing a little bit, but they catch themselves. Yes, of course. There's a beautiful, beautiful new exhibition there. But did you know that we have an event space in the ICMA? It's not quite the Recluse Gallery, but...
Oh, like for a wedding?
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm being honest, that's why I came up to you to talk to you, because I noticed that you two had just gotten engaged, and well, you know, I just love, and I wanted to see if I could maybe help you figure out a space for your wedding.
We were thinking maybe...
On us, of course.
Wait, seriously? And Max goes, what, you're not pulling her leg, are you?
No, of course not.
Really? I mean, do you really mean it? Because, I mean, things have been a little tight right now, you know, economy and all that, but that would be amazing.
Of course. If you'd like, I could show you the place right now.
Now? And like Max looks like they're losing their mind with excitement, and Stevie also looks excited, but they go, it's a little late. Could we maybe meet in the morning? I can clear my schedule first thing.
Oh, of course. It's just, you know, in order to make sure that we get everything onto the books in time and to prevent everything booking up, I just thought maybe it would be better to act quicker. But if you would rather wait.
And Ro, I need you to make a roll to convince them, though they look like they're on the precipice of it. What action would you like to use?
I would like to use Sway. And because of my dark gift, which is Gift of the Web, anytime I use Sway with a mortal NPC, I can never get below a great effect on a roll.
Noted. How many pips do you have in Sway?
I have 3, so I assume that's 2 with the hunger.
That's 2 because you're hungry. Yeah, okay. So roll 2d6. I'm gonna say position is controlled, effect is extreme. I'm gonna bump that up from great, okay?
All right. I got a 2 and a 6.
Okay! That is a full success. The newly engaged couple look at each other, and Max goes, please, come on, Stevie. We were just talking about, you know, the stars aligning and how it's quick. Okay, we can cut this out in the podcast. I really need to know, in the fall, what is the astrology of the fall? Like, what sign has birthdays in the fall?
I know that Libra is like October, September.
Libra.
Virgo is also August, September.
Okay. Got it. Okay, back in the gear. Max looks up at Stevie with stars in their eyes. Stevie, come on. We're just talking about how it's Libra season. It's your season. We should do it. I'm just such an early bird, and it's getting close to bedtime. But yes, how can I say no? Yes, absolutely. Let's go. Let's do it.
That's wonderful. That's great to hear. And Bro will direct the two couples, or the two of them, towards the ICMA. And I think we can cut to the ICMA itself. It
Oh
is.
my god, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
We are
You have
going
taken
all
them.
the way.
I love it. Okay, we cut to the ICMA. Are you bringing them into the main foyer or into like a back administrative office area?
So I am bringing them into, because this is after hours, there is no like public here. It is a bare bones like overnight staff. So there's not a lot of even like staff traffic going through the art gallery. And so I bring them through the main foyer just for for show, you know? So I unlock the gallery and I take them through. And I think Ro makes a point to give them asks them first whether or not they would like a drink, and if either of them agrees, we'll give them like little champagne flutes, like doing the whole 9 yards,
Whining and
of
dining
a
them.
show.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They both accept the champagne flute. They're looking around. Stevie kind of slows down as you're taking them off to like a wing and looks at the entryway to the Recluse Gallery, which has been taped off for like under construction, and goes, oh, yeah, hey, so, mixed Thakrar, do we call you that, or do you prefer Rhododendron?
Just call me Ro, that's okay.
Okay, sure, yeah. Ro, when's the next collection opening up? Because we'd love to be there for the opening night.
Well, you might be just in luck. We have our next opening for the Recluse Gallery scheduled in only a matter of months.
Oh, just months. Okay, wow. That would be amazing. Well, this place is amazing. Again, thank you so much for showing us around.
Of course, but come, I want you to see the actual venue itself, you know?
Yes, okay. Woo, this is so exciting. And like they're both kind of like vibrating and you can smell their excitement, right? The adrenaline going, the sweat, their blood pumping sweetly underneath bare inches of skin.
And Ro takes them to a separate part of the gallery. It is their event venue, it is their event space. As we come into this sort of like grand hall that is at the moment empty, there are these tall windows, tall ceilings, and an empty room. There is a like space off to the side where like a bar would go and like food would be served and whatnot. And as the couple kind of looks around, ideally, at any point where Ro can see that the two have separated, Ro will take which one was the one that was like that was like, oh, we should like very excitable.
Max. The first
Max.
one, right? Max, yes. The mousy one.
Ro is going to take Max aside
Okay.
and is going to sort of engage Max in a conversation, kind of separate from Stevie.
Okay, yeah, Stevie's going off and is going like, ooh, we could put the bar here, and the live band can go there, and your parents can sit over there, like pointing at a corner, right? Like talking and kind of like gesticulating as you pull Max off.
Yeah. So, Max, what do you think of the space?
You know, Ro, I gotta be honest, this is perfect. It's amazing. We always said we wanted something modern, but not too modern. Like, we don't want to do it in a temple or by a shrine, but we also don't want to do it like, you know, completely naked, right? Because like all the new like hippie things that people are doing or whatever. But like, I don't know, this would be perfect. It's elegant, it's elevated, but it's also not too out of touch. It's perfect. And thank you again so much for doing this for free. Like, can we at least give you something? Like, I feel bad for just taking this.
Of course. I mean, I would never ask for anything. This was offered freely from the house. I mean, I don't know if you heard, but we are trying to help solve all of the different problems that are cropping up in the city. And like you said, the economy is terrible right now. And we're just here to spread a little joy. But if you're offering, and Ro will get a little closer to Max.
Max
And
smiles and leans in as well.
As Ro gets closer to Max, Max can smell Ro's fragrance. It's very strong and very heady, like almost overwhelming in a way. And Max has been drinking as well, so I think there's kind of like this mixing of the two effects that maybe is a little dizzying for Max. And Connie, what I would like to try to do,
Okay.
which you can adjudicate to what extent I can do this and what extent I can't.
Okay.
But Ro will lean in to Max and will say to them, if you are willing to give me a drink of your own and forget about it afterwards, that is all I ask in return. And what I'm
Max-
trying to do
Okay, go on.
is I want to try and make it such that like through the combination of like the factors that are in place, right? The intoxication, the kind of space we're in, and maybe some vampire powers. I want to see if I can make it so that Max will not remember this afterwards.
Ooh, just Max? While
Just
Stevie's
Max.
off? Wow.
Like this specific interaction.
Okay. Oh, yes. That will be a roll of your choice. You can pitch
Okay.
basically any action for me.
Okay. Can I use sway?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yep.
Okay.
So I think 2d6 because we're cutting one. And I'm going to say great effect.
Okay.
And a risky position.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Please be nice to me. I got a 5 and a 6.
Oh my god, the dice are good to you
That's my
tonight.
system. I
Who
think we
are
found my
you?
system.
I think we did find your system. Okay, you whisper this, and like Max kind of sways on the spot for a second. Their eyelids flutter. Maybe it's a little bit from the champagne, mostly from your perfume, and definitely from this vampiric aura that is now exuding from you, right? Like a deep sea anglerfish opening up a pore of light for a small minnow to come up to, and they kind of like they like waver on the spot. Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, whatever, anything for Stevie.
And Ro will take Max's hand and will say to Stevie...
To Max.
Sorry, no, to Stevie.
Oh, to Stevie!
Who is
Okay,
over
sorry,
there.
yep.
We'll say, we're just gonna get the paperwork signed and be right back. You stay right here.
Oh,
And-
yeah, absolutely. Should I come with you? Do you need my signature as well, or just one
Don't
person
worry about
sort
it.
of thing?
I think one person is okay.
Okay,
And
sounds good.
Ro is
Yeah, I'm gonna
going
keep...
to-
Yeah, Stevie's like gesturing, like they've taken out their phone and they're taking pictures of the space.
And Ro is going to take Max out and is going to go into a not very far, but into just like the next sort of like gallery space over, like down a hallway and into where like maybe like our like I was about to say like antique collection, which doesn't make any sense.
But maybe just like a collection area where you put works that aren't currently on display.
Yeah. And going off into the side where we are not likely to even be come up upon by like other staff members either.
Sure, yeah, like custodians or anyone like at this late hour. Yep.
And it is no nonsense. Like as soon as the door is closed, there is no ceremony to it. There is no like performance. There's no aplomb. There's no affair. It's very rote and very mechanical almost, where Ro will pull Max in, will sort of like gently push them aside to expose their neck, and is going to bite and feed.
An initial gasp of pain softens into almost like a groan of pleasure as like the vampiric aura like muffles the pain of it, makes the sting feel almost like pleasurable and desirable for a mortal. And this is the effect that a lot of vampires have on the humans that they feed on, this ability to nullify their prey as soon as the fangs sink in. And the blood hits you. It fills your mouth. It is crimson. It is like nectar. It is like honey. Both the sweetness of Max and also what you were looking for, that love that they have for Stevie. And you see like flashes of memories. As you drink their blood, you also drink a little part of them as well. You see them, Stevie's face up close, lying against a pillow. You see that first time they met. You see an argument they had with Stevie's brow furrowed, and then Max's face in the mirror, eyes puffy with tears. And then you see the proposal, and then you feel all these feelings too flashing through you. Euphoria, happiness, love, anger, guilt, rage, joy. This discombobulated mess that is being a mortal, and you drink it all in, and it nourishes you. This love that is also pain, that is also joy, that is ecstasy and tragedy in equal measure. You drink it in, and then you feel Max like twitch a little underneath you as you kind of start to feel the blood hit its limit before you start to move from feeding to draining.
And it takes some effort to pull away, because once that feeling starts, once Ro feels that love, that care, that softness, that agony, that biting anger, once it's all flooding through their body, they don't want to stop. This is what they were here for. This is what they want. This is what their body needs. And so Ro sinks in deeper for just a second before their hands around Max kind of tighten their grip. And it, almost with a force, not to hurt Max, but to make sure that they do it, Ro pushes Max away from themselves. And the blood dripping down their fangs, Ro's tongue wipes along it, savoring that last drop of blood, that last semblance of that feeling before it disappears, just like it always does.
But it fills you, and we now get to interface with a very fun mechanic, which is to slake your thirst. So you have to roll your weakest attribute here to see how much in control you're able to do. That's what you're attempting to do here, but roll your weakest attribute, which is?
Body, which is
Body.
1.
Okay, roll 1d6.
Okay. I got a 5.
Okay, a 5. How much thirst are you at?
I'm at 3.
Okay, so you clear thirst equal to the highest die result.
Oh.
Are you drinking from your blood type?
I am.
Okay, so every vampire has a blood type, which is a preferred kind of prey. What is your blood type, Ro?
My blood type technically is hedonists, but more specifically, Ro feeds on lovers. People who are currently in love with somebody else.
So if you drink from your blood type, you double the amount of thirst you clear. Technically, because you got a 5, that would be 10. Which means
that's more than we have.
Which means you overindulge. When you clear more thirst than you have, you overindulge, you give into your thirst, and you make a bad call. So Ro, I need you to choose a complication. 1, you steal someone else's drink. This person was marked, right? And you'll lose favor with the house that you piss off. 2, you brag about your exploits. 3, you tap out the prey, which means no one else can drink from this prey group until downtime passes again. 3, you meet someone and you get to create a romance clock with them and begin a paramourship. Or 5, you get shit-faced. So you do or say something you shouldn't have, and you tell me what, and you'll gain some exposure.
I think that this was a marked prey from a different house.
Okay. You steal someone's drink. I love it. I don't think you realized, but you did take someone's drink. Okay. As you push Max away, they kind of reel on the spot a little, and they rub the side of their neck, where you see like the puncture wounds are already kind of constricting and healing up as a result of your vampiric saliva, right? All that will really remain is kind of a sore neck and maybe a bit of a bruise in the morning. But for now, it looks like nothing happened on their neck at all. The paperwork.
And Ro pulls out a stack of papers that are actually event like paper, like they are legitimately for this event, and pulls them out. Pre-signed by Ro. I've got them right here.
Oh, of course. Thank you. And then ink touches paper. And at the same time, ding! You get another text from Yara.
I look at my phone. What does the text say?
Where are you? With a lot of question marks. And then a skull emoji, a blood emoji, and a dagger emoji.
On my way, literally 5 minutes away, with like a praying emoji and like a crying emoji. I won't be late. Any later. Send.
And as soon as you send it, Max says, "It's signed."
Thanks. Let's go get Stevie, and we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, okay. Thanks again. And the two of you exit this darkened collection space. As the door slides shut and slots back into the door frame, we cut to black on this. And then we hear a voice. Diablo's voice, ringing out from the darkness of the alley as we raise lights on this next scene. Diablo crosses muscled arms over their chest and they say, "Well, let's see. You're definitely pissing off Anugata. You've pissed off me, and you're gonna piss off House Thakrar because we're gonna make them mediate this thing. There's no time to waste. We should go talk to them."
All right.
You know, I typically don't mix business with pleasure, but since it was your pleasure to fuck up my business, I'm gonna make this Thakar's problem, since they want to play problem solver so much.
Take your word for it. I think I gotta meet someone there anyways.
That bike of yours still good to ride?
And Xainan limps over and kind of looks it over. It's good enough, right? It'll ride.
Yeah, the back part of it does not look right. It's definitely missing a significant piece. And when you get on it and crackle it to life, the speakers are fucked. Like, they don't play music the same way at all. It's like really discordant. You should probably turn them off instead. The underlights are also flickering and crackling. But it'll run.
Yeah. I'll follow you.
Good. And if you're as good at following me this time as you were last time, then I don't think I need to tell you to keep up. Either way, though, and he puts the helmet over his head, like, fits it and, like, slides the visor down, keep up. And he gets onto his bike, vroom, 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 and peels off out of the alleyway.
Yeah, Xainan, helmet on. He's gonna follow.
The crackling of underlights and the beating of a broken bass as you race off after Diablo. Exhaust plumes up, and when it settles, we see Lumièra striding underneath the shadowy darkness of trees as Ying He is saying, do you know where we're going, Lumièra?
Yep, sure do. Just keep going this way.
Okay. Maybe we can... Ding!
And another one. And Lumièra pulls her phone out.
It's a text message from the unknown number yet again, and it reads, "It's time to go to the beginning of the end." And time is capitalized.
What does that even mean?
Ding! A third, and you have a sneaking suspicion, final pin drops.
All right. And Lumièra will open the location.
As you open up the location, it widens to fill your entire vision view as we see exactly where it is this unknown number wants to take you. Ro, after your bloody good time in the ICMA, we find you now inside the Catacombs of Inferno. You see, the catacombs are many things. They are an underground ossuary. They are a historic site. They are a popular target for illicit urban exploration. And now, as the moon rises to its apex, and partiers converge upon this humble granite entrance at the base of an overgrown hill, the Catacombs of Inferno transform into a venue for the bloodbath. An exclusive party that changes location with every social season. Anyone who's anyone is going, no matter if they're a mortal or secretly a vampire. Music pounds through massive speakers, shaking the granite floors of a spacious main chamber with tall, echoey ceilings. And in the center of this chamber, bodies jostle and move and gyrate. Colorful lights strobe and pulse. Everyone here is as beautiful and as lustrous as a diamond, and definitely not thinking about tomorrow. Is that true for you as well, Ro, as you step into the central chamber?
Ro is stuck in the middle of many thoughts that are pulling them this way and that. Ray is in yesterday thinking about the mess that they and Ren had left in the Recluse Gallery that Ro is now tasked with fixing, and apparently there's a ghost in there, and so that task has become a little more complicated, and is thinking about tomorrow, for sure. There is so much that needs to be done, and being here right now is not going to help any of those things be done, but Ray has to be here. Everyone in the house has to be here. So here I am. Where's Yara?
That's when you hear a calm but rather irate voice call out your name, but it is definitely not Yara's voice. Rhododendron! Xainan. Diablo leads you through the depths of this extravagance, not giving you even the chance to get a word in edgewise as the music pounds and lights flash and bodies press and gyrate against you, and as Diablo in front of you sees who he's looking for and starts calling out that name, Rhododendron! A flash of white hair catches your eye. Lumièra. That final text, that final pin led you here. That pin flashes on the screen in your phone and is positioned solidly within the central chamber. Ying He is pressed to your side, a tangible shadow that refuses to leave your presence. The revelry and the music are loud, overwhelming even, yes, but it is also enticing. And then, through the sweat and the blood and the sweet, sweet ecstasies of Inferno, you lock eyes with Xainan Esh. And we're going to end the session there. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Arc 3, Episodes 5 and 6 of The Chaos Protocol, where we are in Inferno, baby! I've been your Game Master and Creative Director, Connie Chang. My pronouns are they, he, and she. You can find me across the internet at @ByConnieChang. Namely, Blue Sky is where I'm going to be spending most of my time now, migrating over from Twitter. So if you're still on Twitter, follow me on Blue Sky. Follow Translator RPG, wherever you look at stuff. I'm going to pass things over to our illustrious guest for an introduction, Hamnah Shahid.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamnah. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me all over the internets at Lilith TTRPG, where I talk about all of the different things that I'm working on at the moment. Right now, this is kind of my main spot to be, so keep an eye out here. Actually, though, on Monday, yes, thank you, see, from the background. On Monday night, I will be over on Taino Tales to do a special charity one-shot of Never Stop Blowing Up with the Mythic Initiative. So please come. We are raising money, mutual aid for a wonderful Latina creator who needs help escaping a dangerous situation. So if you want to come watch some action movie shenanigans and help somebody out, that would be amazing. That is Taino Tales. And with that, I will pass things over to Kai.
I love Taino Tales and the Mythics. No problems have ever come from it. Hi everyone, I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns. You can find me all over the internet as Estelle of Imladris. And I have been not at all a problem. Definitely okay, Xainan Esh. Making friends. New plane, who dis? Sam?
Wow, what a transition. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Star. I use she, they, and the occasional fae pronouns. You can catch me all across the interwebs at Lust for Life X, more specifically on Blue Sky. I am also making that transition over from Twitter. So you can find me on Blue Sky at Lust for Life X, where you can catch up with a bunch of other stuff that I'm doing. And much like Hamnah, this is kind of my main jam right now. So you can catch me here every Saturday. What's going on, boss?
It's me, the boss. Just a massive thank you again to everyone who tuned into this episode, and thank you for helping us reach our goal. We have reached that $500 goal for this stream tonight, which means that C and I are just going to go ahead and we're going to match it all the way with the rest of that $350 that we have pledged. Thank you all for showing up for Dare as well. That truly means the world to us and as friends of Dare and as the place that hosts Dare for their various artistic endeavors. We are going to be back here next week, December 14th. That's a Saturday, 8 p.m. US Eastern Time. Valiant Dorian is going to be back from doing official cool lawyer shit. So we're going to have Val back. We're going to see what Seir has been up to, because let me tell you all, it's not great. It's not great, y'all. And that is a spoiler-free preview of next week for Seir, for you all. Yeah, so we're going to be rating someone really awesome right now. No doubt, use the raid message in chat if you are on Twitch. Tell them Transplaner sent you. Tell them how you felt about this episode, how it blew your mind, and then send them all of our love. Thank you again for helping us reach that dono goal, and we will see you next week. Bisho.
Howdy, Transplaners! You know what time it is. It's sponsor Connie time with a word from Hero Forge. Hero Forge has officially leveled up with kit bashing. When you become a pro member, you can place up to 20 more items anywhere on one of your Blorbos with their own independent scaling, rotation, and movement. You can make your character look exactly as they should, even if the specific clothing or accessory option isn't available at the base level. You just have to get a little creative. And because I love you, Transplaners, here's a special sneak peek at a kit-bashed version of Oblivion. Just look at those wings and that base. This would not be possible without the power of kit bashing. The combinations are literally endless, and you can print your kit bashed Blorbos as plastic minis, standees, digital STL files, or even Hero Forge's brand new color statuettes. Color statuettes are twice the size of a regular mini, and just look at this. I mean, look at how massive this is, and especially in comparison to a regular mini, you can really get into all the nooks and crannies and details that wouldn't be as apparent on a regular sized mini. Just look at how Oblivion dwarfs Oka here. And also, if you're a GM, consider busting out one of these bad boys during a boss fight to really get your players shaking in their boots. Oblivion agrees. Unlock the true power of Hero Forge with a Hero Forge Pro subscription starting at $3.99 a month. Get in there and start creating at bit.ly/transforge. Now, let's get back to the show. Or more likely, just more of the waiting room. Trust in her will.